right, y'all. We're here. A few seconds late. Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube. Buster Unmasked, episode 21. As you can see, can't point above my head and say subscribe, like, share, all that bullshit because my green screen shit ain't working, but that don't mean shit. We still gonna have a killer ass show today. Like always, be sure to go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Most of all, subscribe. We got some great stuff coming up today. We got some great guests. We got the Last Outlaws. Kilo, D-Lo, and Autumn Seaton going to be here first off, right off the bat. We also got the champ, two times double champ, the EPW heavyweight champion, the Premier Pro heavyweight champion, the one and only Jason Genesis. He's going to round out the show for us tonight. And hey, without any further ado, we got a special guest host tonight. Without any doubt, he says he's the hottest shot of them all. He says all the ladies called him too fine. Without any further ado, I bring to you Justin Klein. Justin.
Good introduction. I can't argue with anything you said, man.
Man, you are a manager extraordinaire. You are a leader extraordinaire. You're a humanitarian extraordinaire, dude.
What can I say? You know what? You're not getting your I'm not like negotiating my pay though for you buttering me up. You know that?
Hey, you're supposed to pay me for that introduction, man. I mean, I put you over, dude. Let's be honest, man.
Well, you're supposed to be honest. You were being honest. Since I've come around, I mean, I've lit the place up. I can't take all the credit though. I just know talent when I see it, and I had a couple wrestlers that have killed it.
Speaking of wrestlers and killing it, now we got the big Premier Pro show this Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And right now, it looks like you are going to have to be involved in one of these matches. I've seen the workout videos. I've seen the promos you've cut. Man, how's that coming on? What's your thoughts about having to actually step in the ring and be one half of the tag team champions, dude?
Hey, anybody thinks I'm not preparing, they're fooling themselves. You've seen the video. You see this. I've just got out of the gym today. So anybody, I know that they think this is going to be a walk in the park for the Crowleys. This is going to be some joke. Bro, I am 6'3", 300 pounds, okay? So, I mean, 250 now. But anyway, I am no pushover, I'm not like Downtown Bruno or Little Jimmy Hart or something. So I'm not going in this. I'm going in this prepared. I'm not going in this to lose. Something that we've held on to for 8 months. I mean, since Premier Pro started in November.
Yeah.
We have been the tag team champions. We are the longest reigning champions there. So, yeah, we had an unfortunate setback. One of our brothers just wasn't cutting the mustard. And I think I can, to be honest.
So it is your plan to step in the ring and take that spot then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're not surrendering the tag team titles.
I seen where that was kind of one of the demands, that if your guy, Brandon Savage, didn't have a partner, that either somebody was going to have to step in there with you, and you stepped up, man. That surprised me. I'm looking forward to that, dude. I'm anxious to see how this plays out.
Those Rogers boys, they thought they were going to be clever and they want somebody else to hold the titles. They really don't like us because, they're in the people-pleasing business, and people don't like us as champions for whatever reason. I say jealousy, envy. I mean, those diarrheans up there have a lot to be jealous for. But so they want to stack the deck against us, but I'm not going to let it happen. Like you said, I've been in the gym. You know what a gym is, Buster?
I do know what a gym is. I ain't been in one in a long time, but back in the day, I spent a little time in the gym here and there. So, yeah, I do know what it is.
Okay.
I seen you sweating. I seen you working them machines.
Me a little bit. I woke up a little sweat. Still look good, though, didn't I?
There you go. That's why they call you too fine, man. That's what the ladies say, dude. I hear it at the wrestling shows, all this stuff. Well, look, it ain't gonna be
whistling at me. I mean, it's kind of distracting because I'm there for Brandon, But I get a lot of attention from the ladies too. Let's not lie.
Oh yeah, I heard y'all got to fight them off at the motel rooms.
Huh.
Like, I heard y'all have to, when you do stay at rooms, you got to check in under aliases, because if they figure out you're there, I heard they're beating down the door. I heard the police has had to been called to get the women away, man.
We tend to roll with the Airbnbs these days because the motels and hotel situation in Dyer and Boonville isn't so hot.
I hear you on that one. Well, look, we're about to get our first guests on here, but before
I can
we
talk about me all day, but
no, we're gonna get back. Hey, look, we're gonna get back to you in Premiere Pro at the end of the night when Jason Jennison gets on here. We're gonna talk a lot about what's coming up with Premiere Pro.
The guy I like. Part of the reason I agreed to do this.
I got one thing I want to say before we get started. Look, July 5th, MCW, Mid-Southern Championship Wrestling out of Osceola, Arkansas, is running this anti-bullying campaign and tour. Hey, it's a big thing, man. Believe it or not, it's a big thing. Bullying's a problem. I know you. I know you. You don't have to worry about that, but some people do, man. It's a real thing. But look, they're on this anti-bullying campaign, and
you do your spiel. I'll be right back.
Okay, look, July 5th, we're gonna have a very special show here on Buster Unmasked. We're gonna work in conjunction with MCW. We're gonna help promote their anti-bullying tour. We're gonna have a sweet young lady on here with Carl Clapp, who is gonna tell us her story and give us her experiences with bullies and having to deal with them. I think my daughter's actually going to come on and give her experiences dealing with bullies, because it's not an isolated thing in one place or one area. It's everywhere. Kids go through it everywhere. And with social media nowadays, it's even worse. The one thing good about most of us, make bullying. See, there you go, man. You always against the grain, dude, but that's okay. That's okay. I believe deep down at your heart, you don't want to see no kids be bullied. But anyway, July 5th.
Well, we're raising a bunch of beta boys.
Hey, I was taught best way to stand up to a bully is punch to the nose. Always usually works. But it's hard to do that nowadays, man. The world ain't the same way it used to be. It is what it is. But look, we're going to have this young lady on. She's going to tell her story. My daughter's going to actually come on, tell her story, and I'm going to do my best to get as many wrestlers from different companies to either send me a 30-second video speaking on bullying and anti-bullying, or even some pop in live. So hopefully everything will work out. July 5th, it's going to be the big MCW, Buster H.R. Johnson Unmasked anti-bullying show. This is their thing. I'm just helping them promote it, but be sure to tune in, y'all. This is a real thing. There's going to be no guest other than this young lady and Carl Clapp and my daughter and the wrestlers who pop in. We're going to try to get as many wrestlers to pop in and give this young lady some words of encouragement and just talk about bullying. All right, y'all, without any further ado, that's out of the way. We got one of the most dangerous, one of the most talented, one of the most dominant pro wrestling families around the Mid-South. We got the Last Outlaws. We got Kilo Seaton. And we got Autumn Marie. Guys, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm glad to have y'all here. I see we missing one, but I know how D-Lo is. Maybe he'll pop in.
Yeah, maybe.
D-Lo's a hard fish to catch, dude. I already know that, man.
Oh, he won't stay still, I'm telling you.
Well, Kilo, man, it's been, what, almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half or more since me and you've even seen each other.
Yes, sir.
It's a long time, dude. How you been?
Getting old, but still doing good. Yeah, I'm great, man.
I hear you, man. Autumn,
I got something to say real quick. Mr. Klein.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about Dyer a while ago. I was talking to Mr. Klein there. You was talking about Dyer a while ago. You might want to watch what you say, but we're from Dyer. We run around Dyer, Rutherford, Trenton, and all that. So you might want to watch what you say there, son.
Really? Okay. I thought it was going to be a nice.
Hey, hang on. I got a phone call.
Interview, but...
Hey, hang on. I got a phone call. Oh, that's the Mean Street Posse wanting their gimmick back.
Oh, is it going to be one of them kind of shows?
I'm just playing with you, man, for real. You good, man?
Hey, Justin Klein is used to heat. He gets it everywhere he goes.
Yeah, I
Man.
imagine he is. I
He
imagine
gets it
he's used to it.
everywhere he goes. Justin, what you got to say about that, man?
I mean, this guy's talking about being old. He's going to meet an early grave if he keeps it up.
Ooh, I like Jonesy.
I hope you got a good
You just gotta
cemetery
turn
there,
me on there.
Dyer.
Come on.
You ain't got no
Do
good
what?
restaurants, that's for sure.
All right,
What?
No,
Autumn, we're not
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. They ain't got no good restaurants and they ain't got no hotels.
Yeah, I can see them not having any hotels. Now, restaurants, I thought maybe have one good country restaurant at least, man.
Oh, they got mom and pops, but they ain't worth shit.
Well, damn, that's a hell of a plug. I hope
Well,
People in Dyer think Trenton is the big city. We're going to the big city this weekend. Go to Walmart's.
Hey, for us, it's Martin. So
Martin.
we had to Martin. That's the big city, so I know what it's like. But look, we got Autumn Marie over here. This is one of the baddest, most talented chicks around. This chick here, Autumn.
Well,
I mean, it's true, girl.
I was gonna say I enjoy just listening. I'm on a podcast.
That always happens.
Yeah.
You forgot the
I don't
question,
know.
didn't you?
I enjoy listening to y'all shoot shots at each other. It's funny.
Just keep sure, make sure it's all a work now. We don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
get
yeah.
personal, man. We don't want to get no real heat out here, dude. Nobody in wrestling gets real heat anymore anyway. You know what I mean.
Okay.
Look.
I'm going to try to be nice since the old man here started off insulting me. I like your hair, Autumn Marie.
Well, thank you.
That's right.
Nice meeting you too, there, old man.
See, I can be nice.
That's right. Now, y'all two actually, y'all know each other pretty well, right?
Oh.
Ooh.
Maybe not as well as she kind of wants, but you know.
Oh, Lord Jesus. It's one of them kind of nights. I can see it now, y'all. Well, look, guys, all bullshitting aside. Now, you guys, both of you guys, and D-Lo, now, Autumn, you work at several different places, and I know D-Lo works at a couple of different places, too. Kilo, right now, you seem to be exclusively with Arkansas Wrestling Association out of Blytheville, and all three of y'all actually work there. Won't y'all tell us a little bit about AWA out of Blytheville?
Yeah, I'm kind of exclusively there right now because I've had to slow it down a little bit. My wife's new job and everything, I've had to slow down, but it's going to pick back up. And as far as AWA, it's a young promotion. It's just getting started real good. We got some of the most talented people working there. We got some good heads there. Sometimes we might have to put them in their spot, and sometimes I might have to be put in my spot. But we got some good heads there. I mean, and you're looking at the head trainer on the other side there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. That's good for any of these young wrestlers trying to break into the business, looking to be trained.
Yeah, but it's hard sometimes when, you have said people that don't want to put forth effort to, perfect their craft or work on anything because they feel like it's okay to say at a standstill. So, I mean, overall, though, most and all of the talent that come in, they're great. You just have, like he said, you have some that have very large heads and it doesn't amount to the size of their body.
And there
you don't ever think when you're training, you don't ever worry about maybe one of these girls might come up and one-up me or surpass me. So you want to keep a few secrets to yourself, right? You don't teach them everything.
Well, I was lucky enough to be born into a wrestling family and have a lot of my dad's wrestling friends and whatnot help me. So I do teach them most of my knowledge, but not necessarily all of it because, you never know who down the road you might have a titles match with, and I always love gold around my waist.
Well, see, let me chime in on that. And she's right, but I'm one of the type of people that when I train somebody, I felt like I was decent. I was good. I was a good worker when I was wrestling when I was mid-age. I'm getting older, so I'm slowing down a little bit. But as far as that, I'm still a good worker. But I like the people that I train to be better than me because I want them to go further than me. I want them to be able to go.
I don't like this guy. I don't relate to this guy at all.
That's cause Justin Klein's all about the frat row heroes, man.
Well, let me ask you something, Justin. Let me ask you something. How old are you, Bo?
Me?
Yeah.
How do I look?
Honestly, to be honest, late 30s, early 40s.
I'll take that. Yeah, mid 40s.
I'm 42 years old, man, and I ain't got much longer wrestling, man. So, you know, you got to get out the way for other people to come in. So if us stars, you got to move out the way to make new stars. I mean, so, and that's what Autumn Marie is. That's what D-Lo is. That's what all these young guys are, is new stars. But they just got to learn respect a lot of times. I'm not saying Autumn Marie, and I'm not saying D-Lo. I'm not saying nobody. I'm just all together.
Respect is something that is almost lost within the wrestling business as of now. I mean, I know you get a lot of hate, but you dish out a lot of hate, so you got to expect that. Look, we're cool. We haven't crossed paths. You haven't crossed over me, so I have no issue with you. So we're good. But I'm just saying, you have to expect the unexpected when it comes to the wrestling business, and unfortunately, respect is something that's almost a lost talent, pretty much.
And I love you guys, man. I love these guys right here because I've watched some of their matches and I've watched some of the stuff they do. And if it wasn't for you bad guys, there wouldn't be none of us good guys. So, I mean, keep doing your job and we'll keep doing ours.
Well, one thing you hit on, Kilo, is wanting your trainees and people that come after you to actually be better than you, go further than you got. That is a lost thing in pro wrestling. I'll be 100% honest with you. That's what you look for in a trainer. I look for in a trainer. I look for someone who wants to take me and try to help me become the very best I can possibly be. Even if that is better than them somewhere down the line, that's what you want to look for in a trainer. And look, dude, I'll be honest with you. Now, look, me and you did a bullshitting with Buster almost 2 years ago. And I told you then, I hadn't seen you working since you were young, man. And when I came back and started filming, went to EIW, and we kind of reconnected, dude. Look, you don't work as fast as you did when you were young, but truthfully, like I told you then, I think your work is 100 times better than it ever was before. Your timing's good. You're able to lead matches. You don't get out there and get flustered. If something don't go right, you handle it. You move on. You don't dwell on it. And see, that's something young guys need in this sport. A lot of young guys get out there, and if one thing goes wrong, it kind of throws their whole game plan off. It throws everything off. And look, I'm all for calling your matches. I can do it either way. One thing I like is when I got into wrestling is I learned how much shit I could actually memorize and keep up with and do other, you're in there wrestling, but you're still thinking 3 steps ahead of what's coming next, and then walking and talking at the same time. And you got to be able to do it all. And that's what being in there with a guy like you is going to help these young guys, because I see a lot of them, they miss one spot or it's a little botchy and it flusters them. And that's one thing, it takes experience to be able to handle that situation and move on past it. No, hey, don't dwell on it. Just move right along and keep on going.
You gonna let the guests talk here, Buster? You're kind of
I guess I am, man. See, you drinking that alcohol, and I done broke down. I've been drinking water, man. I didn't know it was a drinking kind of night. But look,
that's something I preach when I work with people is you can look like you're running 100, but you need to only run 50. Exactly. Because a lot of young guys that, they want to call these spots, which is fine. Everybody has a different style in which they work. And that's okay, because if everybody was the same, nobody would come watch us. But I tell them, you don't want to be the first 3 minutes of your match and you're dead because you're running so fast. You want to be able to, if you have to work a 15-minute match, and as soon as you're done, grab a mic. You should be able to, do a mic spill right after it without wheezing and trying to catch your breath because you've done so much. So that's one of my biggest things that I preach when I work with people and train with people.
Yeah, you can find your pace out there, and you
And
can.
also on that same note, Autumn, 50 miles, looking 100 and running 50. But you got to slow down, let the crowd understand what you're doing too. So I mean, it all works together. You slow down, everything works out fine.
Remember that, Justin Klein, this Friday night. Pace yourself. Don't go out there and blow your whole wad in 3 minutes, man.
Come on. I've never went under 3 minutes of my life.
But then what your old lady said.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
What'd he say?
Man, I don't even want to repeat it. He
I
repeated
said,
it.
that's not what your old lady said.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Man.
You know what? Maybe,
I'm one of those guys, man, that I like
I need to
that.
take a trip up there to northeast Arkansas, land of the mosquitoes and soybeans and rednecks.
You can't watch mosquitoes.
Yeah, the mosquitoes will get
Hey,
you.
look, y'all look at me and I'm going, I'm one of those guys, I like that station. I love all the stations.
I know who Autumn Marie is. I mean, there's not a poster that comes out lately that she's not on it, so she's very popular. I'm a little less familiar with Kilo, and to be honest, Kilo, let's just keep it real. You and I are not somebody we're ever going to rub elbows. I mean, I can't see us hanging out at the same types of places, establishments. Call me crazy.
No, you're right.
Your culture, I see it says the king of outlaw shit.
Yep.
Okay, what to you is outlaw shit?
You don't want me to explain that because trust me, I'm the outlaw. I'm telling you. You ask anybody, they'll tell you I'm the real outlaw.
Your name is Kilo, and then now you're saying you're an outlaw. It's kind of got to make drug connections in my mind. I hope it's not that. We don't want to promote that on here.
No, sir. It's not that.
What is that? 2.5 pounds?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Hey, we've all had past lives, man. Come on, dude.
Man, if that ain't the
No. I mean,
I've
honestly,
been an
man,
angel my whole life.
for real, you ask anybody that knows me, they'll tell you I'm the real outlaw. Autumn Marie will tell you that. Buster will tell you that. I'm the real outlaw.
Yeah,
where's D-Lo and C-Lo at?
D-Lo actually just recently started a new job, so his time frame is a little off.
All right.
Well, look, Autumn.
No.
You was talking about gold earlier. Right now, you actually hold the TIWF Women's Championship. You're actually the Liberty Pro Women's Heavyweight Champion too, or Women's Champion, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm assuming you got your sights set on that Premier Pro Gold somewhere down the line.
I mean, if the opportunity arises, absolutely. I mean, I know my girl, baby, she holds it and she's very deserving of it. But if the opportunity comes, by all means, we can shake hands and be friends later. But that would absolutely be on my bucket list for sure.
Well, look, AWA in Blytheville has a pretty formidable ladies champion too, Miss Brandy Lee. I'm assuming she's still the champion.
As of right now, she is, from my understanding, although she was not at the last show. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Okay.
But me and Luke Justice are a tag team. We are BST at AWA, and we're actually heading for the tag titles right now. That's our goal.
I've seen some of the posts, the Crazy Carnival.
Oh yeah.
I seen some of the posts.
Crazy is the perfect word for the both of them.
There you go. What's that? SL Loco and Joker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, Joker has been up my arm since he's worked with my dad and my brother. It's like his bucket list to kick my face off.
Well, I guess he's trying to work his way through the whole family, girl.
Somebody fired up something.
Somebody say something about fired up.
I don't know.
No, not lately.
Wrong show, wrong dude. Hold on, never mind. Wrong guest. Kilo, what about you, man? AWA, what I know you're always on the look for the heavyweight title somewhere. So you got your sights set on the AWA heavyweight title or something?
Well, that just as of this last show, they just started because there's a bounty out, and I took the bounty out on Zach O'Brien. So yeah, I let him know I was coming for it.
Okay. I've actually got Zach coming on here. Actually, next week, now that I think about it. Him and Luke both, matter of fact.
See, here's the thing, man. What people don't realize is me and Autumn Marie and D-Lo have a lot of family in this business. Just because we have a family in this business don't mean that we won't get what we want. You know, Zach is actually my step cousin, and I don't mind whooping his ass to take what I want.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Learn something new.
Yeah, we got a lot of family in this business. We just don't talk about it a whole lot.
Well, look, Dino's actually, ain't he the new open weight, AWA open weight champion too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Autumn's looking, if Autumn gets gold there, Dino got the gold, you get the gold. It looks like the last outlaw is going to control the AWA.
Right.
D-Lo had a hell of a match this past Saturday with Pete Corvus. It was so good.
Just like every match D-Lo has here lately is one hell of a match. I mean, D-Lo can go, and there's something I got to say about both of my kids, man, is they outdo me tenfold, and I'm proud of that, you know.
Well, go ahead.
D-Lo's actually at PPW this weekend, so.
Yeah, Autumn gets a lot of recognition.
He's in a triple threat, right? Buster, let me talk a minute. Jesus.
Okay, talk, Justin.
He's in a triple threat, right?
Yeah, with Logan Stunt and
Marco Harris.
Yeah, Marco Harris,
yeah,
and that's gonna be a great match.
Absolutely. So I'm not familiar with the family dynamics. You said both of your kids. So is Kilo your father, Autumn Marie, or?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that actually. Yeah. Okay.
And Delo's my brother.
Okay.
So that makes Kilo his father too, Justin. Just so we're clear. Dude, come on, man.
I also have another daughter that referees. Right now she's not, but she referees, you know, so.
It truly is a family affair, dude. When Autumn says she was born into the wrestling business, that's 100% the truth. She was born into the wrestling business.
Yeah, me and her mother both wrestled when she was born, you know. And, you know, things happened, but we separated or whatever. But her mom got wrestling for a while. I was still wrestling. And the kids started wrestling, you know. How old was you when you started, Autumn? 14. I think Dylan was the same age when we started.
All these kids are... Go ahead, Autumn.
Yeah, I didn't have permission from my dad. He was very, very upset about it when I actually first started. He thought I was way too young, and that he really didn't approve of it. But I lived with my mother, and he lived hours away, so I kind of, done it anyways, even though he didn't approve of it, because the way I looked at it was, I live with my mom, so if my mom says I can do it, I can do it. But yeah, I started at 14, so I've many years of experience doing this.
And see, with D-Lo, it was kind of the same way because they lived in Mississippi at the time, and I lived in Tennessee. And D-Lo started at 14. His mom let him start wrestling. I didn't think they needed to start wrestling him because you still got time to grow. You know, your body's got to grow and all that. And I didn't want them hurt, stunting their growth or anything like that. But of course, it looks like they did because they're both little bitty.
Yeah, but Dynamite comes in small packages, and that's what I was going to say a while ago. Look, Autumn gets a lot of recognition, and she deserves every bit of it. D-Lo, in my opinion, is one of the maybe the most underrated guy in this whole territory. Let me tell you something. When D-Lo is on, there's very few, if any, better than D-Lo. D-Lo shit looks good. D-Lo can mat wrestle. He can fly.
I hear some aliens coming in. What is that noise?
I don't know. It ain't me.
You hear it?
I hear it too.
It might be the wind.
anyway, D-Lo can do it all, man, and he don't get the recognition he truly deserves. But I think he's starting to, man. I noticed he's starting to branch out and wrestle other places, and that's good for him. I want to see D-Lo get out there and show these guys how good he really is, because I've got the privilege of watching D-Lo wrestle a ton, and the guy is fucking awesome, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He is awesome.
Yeah. Something about D-Lo, man. You know, when he first started, I mean, after he turned 18, he was one of them guys that I want to wrestle. And then he wrestled for 6-7 months or a year, and he stopped for 6-7 months. You know, that's how he was when he first started. So, I mean, he would wrestle for 6-7 months, take off for 6-7 months, and decide I want to come back. So he didn't get the recognition. He still don't get the recognition he deserves. But now he wrestles for, all the time, and he's starting to get what he deserves. Autumn Marie, man, I don't know any girl around here that's any better than her.
Yeah.
D-Lo, as a young man, a young cruiserweight, I don't think there's anybody better than him around here either. And I know it's my blood, so yeah, I'm gonna be biased about it. But at the same time, I'm also a wrestling fan, and I watch.
Now, when D-Lo's 100% on, D-Lo's hard for anybody to fucking beat. D-Lo is, hey, especially like you said, he's a smaller guy, but his shit is snug.
You know why it's snug? Because it hurts.
I've actually heard that.
I was gonna say I've shared the ring with my brother many times, and when I tell you that I've never argued with somebody so bad in my life other than my brother, it was awful. But we would have such great matches together, even though we argued the whole time. They were so good.
I could be booking them two against each other, Buster, and they'd be in the back arguing, screaming, hollering at each other. Go to the ring and have one of the best matches on the card. Come back to the back, arguing, screaming, and hollering at each other.
Hey, that's the same way me and my brother were. We eventually, even going to the same shows, had to start riding separately. We just would. I mean, we go out and do our
your brother didn't have enough room.
See, there you go. We run into one of them kind of shows. I noticed the alcohol must be kicking in, Justin.
Well, I'm just wondering when you're going to let me get one more question. And I know we're coming up on the halfway point. I want to get some dirt. I mean, this has been all lovey-dovey. I want to get some dirt. I want to know, who have you all ran into in the locker room, out in the ring, that you would like to beat the shit out of? Let's put it that way. Who deserves an ass kicking more than anybody else?
Oh, you go first.
Well, I gotta go first. I gotta think about this.
Ladies first, sweetheart.
Everybody. I'm a lover.
There's got to be some skank back there that you.
Right now, I haven't run into anybody like that, but I have run into people like that. And there was two of them. I'm an asshole. And when I say I'm an asshole, if you're in the ring and you do something wrong, when you get to the back, I critique. If you don't like what I say, okay, you don't be an asshole and try to say something. You can either walk away and say, "Look, dude, I understand." You just walk away. But when you go to say something, I'm gonna be an asshole too. And if you try to put your hands on me, I'm gonna whoop your ass, or you're gonna whoop mine one. And that's happened twice. That's Seth Knight and Knockout Kid. So I mean, I don't mind going if I have to go, but at the same time, I don't like to go. But if I have to, I will.
And there
I had an instant back. It was a couple years in that I was wrestling. She went by Jenny Fargo, I think that was her name. And she was just telling me how she was so many years into the business or whatever. So she was the vet in our match. And I was like, cool, whatever. And I tried to call a couple spots or whatever. And I'm like, all right, we'll do a step over. And she was like, what is that? I'm like, okay, well, some people call it a drop down. And she was like, I've never heard of that. I was like, okay, some people call it a pancake. And she was like, I'm literally just going to, go to my belly and you're going to jump over me. And, well, anyways, we're in the match and she just starts stiffing me and she's like repeatedly, doing it. And I'm like, hey, like lighten up a little bit. Hey, well, we get to the back and me and her are arguing face to face. She ends up leaving or whatever. But I think that, and I had an incident like about a month ago at AWA actually, which I love her to death, but it was with Brandy. We had she no-sold my super kick, and it really frustrated me very badly. You know, that's my finisher. You know, my thing was it doesn't matter. You know, if I make contact with you, what do you do as a wrestler? You know, you sell, and she didn't, and she no-sold me more than one time. So I kind of was a little unprofessional about the way I went about it because I was just so angry and I should have just waited, but I just kind of like blew up, and then I had to like walk away and then come back and talk to her. You know, I apologized or whatever because I could have handled it better, but I mean, I was so angry I was crying because it was, to me, I look stupid. I don't make anybody else look stupid out there, so I don't want anybody making me look stupid. So it just aggravated me. And also, like, within that, I had turned babyface that night, so it was like the first match with me there being babyface, and then I just felt like it was all like a shit show.
Wrestling, it gets emotional sometimes. I mean, that's the passion that's involved with it. It's as simple as that, you know.
Yeah.
Look, guys, let's get a few of these comments in. I totally forgot about them, and there's a ton of them. First up, we got Luke Justice, third generation SOB. What's up, Buster? What's up, Luke? I'm glad you're watching, man. We got Bat Bastard, a Rat Bastard. What is it? Bat Bastard. He said, "You guys rock." Bat Bastard come back again. Said, "Keeping it kayfabe like the good old days." Kayfabe something that's dying. It's disappearing, y'all. He come back and he says, "Klein is a good heel." There you go, Justin. You're getting your props, man.
Yes.
We got another comment from Brett Chappy Chapman. Says Justin Klein in all his glory. Get them eyes in the back. Get them eyes in the back of your head, yeah, bro. He says you got them eyes in the back of your head, yeah,
On
bro.
a swivel, baby.
There you go. Brett comes back and says, "Eric, you here?" I don't know who the hell Eric is. Too fine, Klein. Ha 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 ha. Well, he gives you a compliment one time, Justin, and then kind of gives you a backhand slap the next. So I don't know. Eric J says, "Yeah, I'm here." Eric J, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate Brett watching. Brett comes back and he says, "Speaking on large head, look at Klein. Damn, I thought this dude was on your side, man." And then boom, he come in with a compliment and then hit you with a big.
That was a different person. That was somebody called Rat Bastard.
Oh, well, see, I'm reading them so fast. Keep me in line, Justin. That's what you're here for, man. This ought to be your job. This ought to be your job. Look, we're going to hold off on a few more of them right now. We'll catch up with the rest of them here in a little bit. I want to get back to pro wrestling and the AWA, Autumn. Kilo 2. Y'all, tell us a little bit. Tell us who some of the talent is that works at AWA.
So we have the Riot Squad, which is TW Justice, Mark Justice, Luke Justice, and I'm affiliated with them. You got Kilo, you got D-Lo, you got Zach O'Brien. This past show we had Pete Corvus, Jaden Staley, Bullwhip. I'm trying to think. We have Dad, correct me if I'm wrong, but JB Smith. He's a young JB Smith, a young guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about JB? Yeah, he's not. He went to they're bringing people in and out all the time. We've always got somebody new there each time.
Yeah, you got the Crazy Carnival, of course.
A couple of these guys came all the way from New Jersey or somewhere.
Yeah, that was Jaden Staley and Pete Corvus.
Okay. That's a long way to come.
I've actually heard the name Pete Corvus. I'm going to have to look him up when I get out of here, but I actually heard that.
He is so good. Really, he is really so good. He got on the mic and done a mic spiel, and I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was like marking out in the back because I was like, holy shit, this guy's so good.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was there, but I have heard of him. I don't know where. I have to look it up for sure.
And obviously, Bull Ballard, he's the current Buff City Southern champion. Is that right? Is he
Yes.
still the Bluff City Southern champion?
Yes. See that? How about that?
Yes,
That
he
is
is.
my son-in-law.
Damn, I didn't know that either, Kilo.
Yeah, he's married to my wife's daughter.
Damn, you got you a whole clan of pro wrestlers, don't you?
They
I'm
got
gonna
a
be
whole
nice
thing.
here.
He was on his way out.
Well, look, Britt come back. He says frat
I know
row
these
zero.
family trees in the Dyer area, Gibson County, are not a lot of
See that?
branches.
Hold on now. Our family tree don't go straight up, bro. It branches out. Trust me.
Okay, here's a match I wouldn't mind seeing. Bat Raster says Too Fine Klein versus Autumn Marie. I think that's interesting, Justin.
No.
I know Autumn's game for it. I can see the look on her face right now.
No.
I got my money.
I was
on
gonna
She's
say,
not.
you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm cool with him. He hasn't, shitted on me, so we're cool. I believe she
No
can take him
reason.
just outside
You
of
know what
body
they call our
slam.
frat? The modern gentleman, okay? The Kappa Alpha Kings. Our phrase is modern gentleman. Everybody likes us. No reason to not like us, except for jealousy.
So, Justin, let me ask you something. What is one of your dream matches that you would love to have? Maybe not matches, but to manage or whatever you do. What would be one of your dream matches?
Dream match?
Yes.
Right now, it's going to be probably my boy, Brandon Savage, versus our next guest, Jason Genesis, because he is the top dog in the two promotions that we work in the most. So,
Right. Okay. That's a good answer.
Jason
I
Genesis.
respect that.
Well, look,
I respect
Jason
the guy.
Genesis is so good.
yeah, he really is, man. Here's the thing about him. I've said it several times on this show. He's a guy that I think you better go watch right now, right here, while you got the chance to, because in a couple of years, you may only get to see him once a year at a live show and mostly on TV somewhere. He really is. He to me, he's got the total package. He's a good sized guy. He's a good looking guy.
And he's got a beautiful goddess on the outside backing him every match he has.
There you go. They're a total package. I believe that.
I'm confused. Now, are we talking about Jason Genesis or Brandon Savage here? I mean, not goddess, but God, similar thing.
I was
talking about Brandon Savage this whole time. So,
well, I mean, I'd like to see that match, but do you think Brandon's ready for that one-on-one heavyweight title shot at either place?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I like Brandon too. Like I said, I love you guys. You know I do. Y'all are always a highlight of the show wherever y'all are at. But I mean, Brandon's normally tagged him. Now I will say this lately,
but he's actually done better solo. I mean, since we kind of regrouped, re-strategized, since we've lost our brother, we've actually done better. He is undefeated, to be honest, in singles competition since that break happened. And Brandon and I have been putting our brains together, focuses on strategies, focuses on, moves and workouts. And he's actually done better than we were doing with the hot shots, if you can believe that. So.
Well, look, if you guys make it through this Saturday night and hold on to the tag team titles, I think a good matchup would be Autumn Marie and third generation SOB Luke Justice, man. That might be a next tag team
now
challenge.
Now you're just stirring the pot over there. Stirring that pot.
Man, I'm just trying to book matches, man. That's what we do here. We kind of
and I love a challenge. So.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're good, but you are a female, so
that doesn't make a difference. I'm a wrestler. I'm a wrestler. I'm not a diva. I'm a wrestler.
Okay.
I'm telling you, hey Justin, obviously you've never been in the ring with that girl because that girl will hurt you. I'm telling you.
Really?
Hey, I'm a daddy.
It's a cold day in hell for a woman ever hurts me.
I don't know, man. I've seen her in the ring, man. I've seen her in the ring with a lot of guys too. She holds her own, man. What'd you say, Kilo?
I said Unmaskeed him and Autumn Marie. I got my money on Autumn.
You heard that, Justin. Hey, the betting lines are open.
That's why you're poor. That's why you're
Take your
poor.
bets right now.
That's why I was poor.
Bad betting. Bad
That's
investments.
why I was poor, Autumn Marie. You hear that?
Look, y'all, we got about 10 more minutes before this segment is over. So both of y'all, Autumn Marie, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell us what shows you got coming up, where you're going to be, and tell these people how they can get in touch with you, and promoters especially if they want to book.
Okay, so this Saturday at TIWF Trenton, Tennessee, 401 West Main Street, bell time 7:30. I'm actually defending my title against Little Bit. Also, I have a lineup for LPWW Liberty Pro. If you want to order a match, go to his Facebook. It's Thomas Bruff. He has his email and all that good stuff on there. It's always nice for somebody to book a match with me, and it makes me feel great. You can get a hold of me on my Autumn Beck Facebook. I don't really give out my Snapchat because to me that's like personal. But if you get a hold of me on my Facebook, I can send you my email, and then we can go from there.
Well, now, speaking a little bit, you and her have a long history, right?
We actually do. One of my very first ever feuds once I started was with Little Bit.
So y'all been going at it a long, long time then.
Over many promotions as well.
Well, that match shouldn't disappoint whatsoever. That's worth the price of admission on its own. This Saturday night, TIWF. Y'all need to come check that out. It should be a barn burner. Kilo, what about you, man? What all you got coming up? And tell these promoters and stuff how they can get a hold of you if they want to book Kilo.
The only thing I got coming up right now is I got an NWL show coming up this coming up weekend, 16th, and I can't remember it's Paragon or Corning. I will let you know for sure. And then I got the next AWA show, which is Autumn Marie. What is that? July what?
July the 15th.
July the 15th, and then see from there. I don't know how. I ain't gonna say I don't have nothing else, but I'm not sure on the dates on it yet. And to get a hold of me, it'd be Kilo and Jess Seaton at Facebook.com. That's the only thing I got right now because I'm old. I don't keep up with all that, So just get a hold of me on Facebook, and if you want to book me, we'll work it out.
Okay, look, we got a few more minutes to kill. I'm just gonna throw a random question out there to both of y'all.
How long is this show? I'm starving. I thought it was like an hour show. You still have another guest?
Man, you should have ate before you came here. You drinking your meal right now, Justin. You drinking. Look, you ought to be able to call room service and have the maid come in and just deliver you something, man. See, us poor people, we gotta get off here and cook, man. Anyway, guys, listen. This could be a local wrestler, a big time wrestler, whatever. Your favorite wrestler, period, Kilo.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, I go with that. What about you, Autumn?
Molly Holly.
I can get behind that one too. I can agree with that. Molly Holly's one of the baddest girls out there, man. One of the baddest ladies ever to do it.
Yeah, and she
I was totally expecting to be disappointed by that answer, and it was actually a very good answer.
Yeah, I love Molly Holly. I'm a big fan.
Credit
of Molly
where
Holly.
it's due.
Yeah, at the time, Molly Holly was doing, everybody was like eyeballing Trish Stratus, you know what I'm saying? And Mickey James, which don't get me wrong, incredible workers, but you know what I'm saying? Molly Holly shaved her head for television, for the business, for what she had going on. I love her. Like, that is definitely one of my biggest inspirations.
All right, let's flip that coin.
I'm hearing like crickets or locusts or something. What's going on? Where is this dude at?
That's them damn mosquitoes. They tearing Kilo's ass up in Arkansas, man. Well, you got crickets.
I have to just listen to this guys.
Look, y'all. Let's go to the flip side of that question. The wrestler you hate the most.
As a fan, I mean, I don't, because now that I look back at it, now as a kid I did, but I look back at it now, I'm like, man, you know, whether it's big time or even some of these indie guys, they bust their ass to either be heel or baby. So
Cop out answer. Who did you hate as a kid? Who did you
Yeah.
hate? Who was the most recent wrestler you hated? Come on.
man,
Okay, I got one. So
I
I
respect
don't know if he
what
wrestles
the crowd.
anymore or whatever, but he went by Baron McIlvaine. I think that's how you said it. He used to scare the shit out of me. I used to hide from this man. He done a vampire gimmick, and when his
Vampire.
music would hit, I would run from the front row and get behind the biggest person in the front row so he couldn't see me. I
Who
was
did
so
she
scared.
say? Baron.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know
The
if he
crickets
wrestles
are
anymore,
drowning
but
you
he
out,
was
bro. Baron Microwave?
McIlvaine.
I never heard of it.
He was scary.
About 10
Was he
years
local?
Yeah,
Is he a
he's
local
from
guy?
Back when I was like 10 years old. This was like 20 years ago. I don't know if he wrestles anymore, but like they had a
No, I can tell you
casket match one night.
You
I
probably
was
seen him on
terrified.
Facebook. Dustin Ring. That was Baron McIlvaine. Dustin Ring. He hadn't wrestled in years.
I've never heard of him either. Myself, y'all. Well, guys, Kilo, go ahead. Say what you got to say, my brother.
No, go ahead, go ahead. I was just saying, he wrestled. He done the whole vampire gimmick. I mean, and a lot of people wouldn't be able to pull that off like he needed to be, but hell, real pale, blonde hair. I mean, and it worked for him, man. It really did. He came out in a casket and everything, man.
Hey, we got the actual star of the show on here now. There you go. We got the star of the show. He popped his hand in and then popped right back out on us.
Yeah.
Said no.
Frank, you want to come say hey? You want to come say hey?
God damn kids.
No, don't play in the dirt.
He said, not unless you cut me a check. I ain't going on camera unless I'm getting paid.
He said he'll be right back. He's going to play in the dirt.
Well, guys, I thank y'all so much for being here.
I think that's an insult to Buster. I think Buster is trying to say he'd rather play in dirt than listen to you.
Hey, it happens, man. I ain't everybody's cup of tea, so you know what I mean. It is what it is. Hey, I've had people playing worse shit away from me. There we go. There he is.
Hey, baby.
Hey, that's the next one on the way up,
No
right?
autograph, please.
There you go. Autumn, Kilo.
Let's cut to commercial. I'm starving. I'm about to wither away to nothing.
Man, we got a whole nother guest, man. Just hold your horses, dude. See, when you're rich, you can just do whatever the hell you want, man. Guys, I appreciate you guys so much for coming on. Thank y'all for coming on, speaking to us, giving us some of your time. And guys, Autumn, kill it. I'm expecting you to kill it this Saturday night. Kilo, I know you always kill it every time you step in the ring, just like all the Setons do. Tell D'Lo I'm looking for his ass. Tell him I'm hunting him right now. Tell him I'm gonna get his ass on here one way or another someday. Guys, thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. Justin, never met you, but nice meeting you. If you can hear me, man.
Guys, y'all have a good night.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one too, bud.
Buster's ridiculous. I did not agree to this.
Yeah, you actually did, dude. You agreed to it. Get your ass back on camera, man.
Last time it was a 1 hour show.
No!
It wasn't like a marathon. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I mean, because of my workout plan, my meal prep, I have to eat at certain times. You understand that? I know you. Man, you don't understand because you eat whenever you can find food.
Look, call your chef, tell him what to cook you, and have the maid bring it in to you like room service. Look, we got the double champ waiting right now. We waiting on your ass to get on screen, man.
Bring him on. Don't keep him waiting. It's a friend of mine.
All right, y'all. This dude here, hey, it's that time of the show, y'all. It's the main event, and it's time to revel in his greatness. He's the EPW heavyweight champion. He's the Premier Pro heavyweight champion. I bring to you the one and only Jason Genesis. Jason.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Buster.
Champ, I appreciate you being on here. Try flipping your phone sideways.
Okay.
Thanks for being patient.
There you go. There you go.
On 30 minutes ago.
He knew when he was supposed to be on. He's on. Matter of fact, we're on right perfectly on time, are we not, champ?
Yes, sir, we are.
There you go. You know how Justin is, man.
We are prompt.
He ain't used to waiting on nothing, Jason. You know how that is.
I
Man,
did sit through that first thing. This show is a marathon.
Well, dude, I'm fixing to cut it back, honestly, to one guest per show for a while because it just kind of morphed into this, what it's become. And I was talking to my wife about that, and I told her, I said, I think I've got almost through July show booked with 2 guests per show. But after that, I think I'm going to cut it back to about an hour and 15 minutes. But, champ, I appreciate you for coming
That
on.
means this is going to be longer than an hour and 15 minutes. I'm taking it.
I'm afraid you're right, Justin.
Man, we've already been on almost an hour, Justin. Just
What's up,
relax.
Jason?
What's up, Justin? Good to have you here, too.
I know you two guys know each other pretty well.
One of the few guys I get along with in that locker room.
That is correct. Both at
What's up,
EPW
champ?
and PP. Yes, sir.
Well, Jason, let me ask you something, man. Long before you were the double heavyweight champion, EPW and Premier Pro, kind of take us back a little bit and give us a little origin story of Jason Genesis. How you broke in.
Okay. All right. So before I was in wrestling, I was heavily involved in music. That's what I did for the longest time. And then I kind of got burnt out on that, and I was looking for a new endeavor to kind of conquer. So really what I did is I got a contact down at MIW, which the name is fleeting me right now. Bone Crusher's son.
Daniel.
Yes. I got a contact with him at a mutual contact, and so he said, "Come on down to the show to MIW," and I did, and I met Mr. Grady Watson that night, and they were gracious enough to let me go ahead and try bumping around and seeing what it felt like, and I knew it was for me, and so then I was off to find a trainer at that point. And so then after that, another friend of mine who I knew from music was actually breaking in as well, and we were trained by the same guy. His name's Chris Hensley. He used to work as a Christian Shane locally.
Okay.
Are you familiar with him?
I'm not personally, but like I said, I've kind of been out of the business for almost 20 years and until the last 3 years. So
Okay. So yeah, he's been out of the business for a few years now. He was kind of using us to brush off his dust, and he was going to get back in. And as we were training and stuff, he realized the reason why he got out is his body was broken down. So, but in the meantime, he kind of the one who broke us in and taught us how to do everything the right way for the most part. And we only had really a few sessions from that. And most of my training really was, like I said, Mr. Grady. I love Mr. Grady to death. I have nothing bad to say about him at all. And he was nice enough to kind of let me, I paid my dues down there. I swept the building, and I did announcing, a referee, or whatever was needed that night. And I had to do what I had to do. But me and Travis Wolf that I broke in with, we just kind of beat the hell out of each other and figured it out. That was the bulk of my training.
Well, how long have you been in the business then? I
think you're going to want to cut that out.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. So how long have I been in the business? I'm creeping up on 4 years, I guess. If you're counting training, I guess, or not counting training, I guess 3.5.
Man,
no, it'll be 4 years in September. My timeline, it all runs together so fast. It'll be 4 years in September.
Dude, you've got a long way in 4 years, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I am aware, but I do appreciate the compliments.
I mean, it's true, man. You look like you've been wrestling longer than that, to be honest with you. When I watch you in the ring, your experience shows through, man. Your timing, you don't get rushed. You're one of them that you don't let nothing fluster you. It don't seem like, and that takes some years to develop that,
Yeah, you got to be calm in the ring. That's one thing. I'm a poised person, and I try to be calm, and got to keep everything under control. And that's number one in the ring. If something goes wrong, you got to keep it together.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Okay,
in control, methodical.
Yes, sir.
Now you've had the EPW heavyweight title a pretty good while now, right?
I'm at 6 months on that one.
6 months, and you've had the Premier Pro title. What, about 4 or 5 almost, maybe?
5 on that one, yeah.
5, 2 titles.
Yeah, creeping up on half a year for both of them.
Tell us how that is to hold 2 titles and have to defend both of those titles on a regular basis. I know you defend the EPW title a lot more than you defend the Premier Pro, but I mean, you still got to defend both of those titles and try to hold on to both of them. Tell us about that, man.
Right. Well, I am a responsible champion. I do my best to be at every event for any company that I carry a title for. Because I know that's where the money's at, and I know that the reason why I am the champion is because I am the biggest money draw. So, I mean, it's an honor, but at the same time, it just makes sense, does it not?
Hey, when you say it like that, I guess it has to make sense, man. It almost sounds like you and Justin need to. I don't know, man. Maybe y'all need to hook up some because he's kind of the same way. He feels like he's the big money draw. The Hot Shots are the big money draw too, man.
Been killing in the tag division for a long time, especially down at EPW.
That's right.
Correct.
That's right. Let me ask you this, Jason. You got EPW and Premier Pro. What's the biggest difference between the two companies, or is there any difference to you?
I mean, wrestling is wrestling. The biggest difference is really the opponent. I mean, locker rooms are locker rooms, and a lot of the same talent work both places. And I know a lot of the guys around, so it's kind of the same circles. I mean, both locker rooms are really nice. I enjoy both of those. I don't know. I mean, I guess
nice having me and Brandon there in both of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's always nice. Got friendly faces. You can always, bounce strategies off of or whatever you need to do. Trash talk to people that, like the Trace Hunts of the world and those kind.
That's 100. 100.
Well, look, this Friday night, both of you guys, Dyer, Tennessee, the fire department, Premier Pro Wrestling. Jason, you got one of the hometown heroes, T-Pain, you're facing off against for the title.
Yep, I do. That one kind of surprised me when I heard about it, but, I always welcome a challenge. T-Pain is not to be slept on. He is a talented wrestler. He goes hard. He works hard. I don't really have a lot of history with him. I've never wrestled him before, so it'll be a never-before-seen matchup here at Dyer this Friday.
I'm a little concerned about the conflict of interest that maybe they might be stacking the deck, whether it be the referees or the fan support, the distractions that can happen when you're, not the odds-on favorite, not the fan favorite. So I would watch. I would have Goddess on her toes.
I am.
There's nothing funny going to happen.
And we've been game planning for that. We are aware of maybe some extra interference that may be coming out. I believe we all know the women's champion, $1 Million Baby, has some connections with T-Pain.
Exactly.
So Goddess is definitely going to be on her toes about that, and I will be as well. But I mean, I'm used to the deck being stacked against me on a regular basis, and it's nothing new for me. And I am confident that my reign will continue after this Friday night.
Well, Champ,
well said.
A lot of guys have beautiful women on their arm, but only you got the Goddess, man. How did you get the Goddess, dude?
Okay, so the Goddess has been mine for over 10 years. Well, we're creeping up on 10 years. Sorry about that. We're creeping up on 10 years together now. We've just been together since she was in high school. She was 18 in high school. I was a young man in college, and we've been a power couple ever since. Like I said, we did music before. When a lot of people don't know this, but I play guitar and I record music, and we were in a band and stuff. This is actually one of our band shirts right here.
That's cool, man.
But my theme music that I come out to, that's her singing that. That's our music.
So
I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you worked it in anyway, but I was like, that's a question I'm gonna bring up. Yeah. What's the name of the song, and did you write it for an entrance, or was it one you already recorded that you thought worked as an entrance?
It was one that I had recorded already that I thought worked as an entrance. Yes. Recording music is very expensive. We didn't do every song that we recorded, so I only had a few here and there, and I just picked one that I thought worked really well for an entrance.
Well, dude, I think that's pretty interesting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your music career? Tell us how you got into that. And
well, my father was into music, so I'm not a second gen. I have no family ties to wrestling. But my father was into music, so I grew up around that. And he didn't teach me that, but I just kind of was gravitated towards it in high school. Around the time Guitar Hero came out, I enjoyed that. That kind of hooked me on it. So, but I wanted to do it for real, just like with wrestling. You know, I'm one.
Yeah.
I might dabble in it in the video games or something, but then I want to do it for real if it really interests me. But that's kind of where it picked off, and I did that for many years all through college. And I mean, I went on tour and things like that. I actually moved to Branson. My wife, the goddess, her father is actually an Elvis impersonator, very successful, and he had a show in Branson. And I actually moved out there and chased after her so that we could be together early on in our relationship.
So that's really cool, dude. So you actually, I mean, you wasn't just a novice at it. You actually went and chased it, and I'm assuming made a living at music for a little while.
Yeah, a little bit here and there. You know, it's tough for a starving musician out there, and there's a reason that I moved into wrestling. Wrestling has given me a lot more than music has, I can tell you that.
Well, that was kind of my next question. Is there any similarities to the businesses, each one of them?
Absolutely. I do believe that my experience with music helps a lot with everything in wrestling, from just understanding how important presentation is. Like so many wrestlers don't look like stars. They just don't. I tried to look like a star. It's an important part of what we do. And so I knew that coming out. Since my very first match, I've always had a good set of tights or a good set of wrestling boots or entrance attire and things like that.
That's why I like this guy right here. This is why I like this guy.
Even though I might have had a stint once upon a time when I was wearing tie-dye and things like that Klein might not.
We won't go down that road, but he has the best custom gear. He looks like $1 million. He has respect. He's priding himself. These are all things that you need. These are all things that we relate to. Obviously, something like Buster Johnson sitting there in those Coke bottle glasses and that red hair and that green curtain.
Damn.
Has no idea about.
Man, you see that, man? I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect, man. No respect around this fucker, man. Hey,
because I haven't gotten hardly a word in because Blabbermouth there won't shut up, even though you're one of my best friends. So it's really nice to have somebody at the top of both of the promotions that I feel like are our primary and two of the very best in the region, to have you on top of that. And I think it's a mutual blessing for you that I do respect you and that Brandon Savage is not going to come after your title just yet. So,
Much obliged.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job establishing himself as a singles. I will say, been seeing some of those big wins.
Well, look, guys, we got a comment.
This is Buster's bullshit here.
Hey, that ain't me, dude. I'm beginning to think it's you, Justin. Might be Jason. I don't know who it is.
That's wrong. No.
I hear it coming out of my speaker.
Look, we got a comment from the barbecue man. He says T-Pain is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the Mid-South area. You agree with that?
I can't argue against that. I do believe he is underrated. I watch his matches. He goes, he runs, he hits the ropes hard. He's snappy with his movements. He's a tough competitor for sure.
Look,
we talking about my boy now?
We moved on to T-Pain, my opponent this Friday.
Oh.
Hey, it was a comment from the barbecue man. Look, Brett's back and he says, Jason, you want to stay successful? Stay away from Klein. He's a parasite. Man, you got fans,
I don't
Justin.
even know this person.
He knows you, dude. You got fans, my man. That's all I know.
Haters gonna hate.
Hey, Bat Rastard come back and says, I want to see the double champ too. He looks like he's going places. And I agree with that, dude. I've said it on this podcast on 2 or 3 separate occasions. To me, you're one of the guys that I'm watching around here, and I'm thinking, everybody better take notice and they better come see this guy now live while they can, because I feel like in a couple of years, maybe the only way they ever going to see you again is on TV or pay a lot of money to see you to come to a big time show, dude.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. You never know where the road's going to take you. Like I said, right now I'm holding down the EPW and Premier Pro titles, so I'm proud to do that for now. But once those are relinquished, you never know where I'm going to go after that.
Go ahead, Justin. I see you want to say something. Spit it out, man.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Now
I'm
you don't
proud
want
of
to
this
talk.
guy. Honestly, when I walk into a wrestling locker room, sometimes I'm like, I do not belong here. And then there's guys like Jason and the Goddess, and it's like, okay, these are my people. You know, he's super talented. He has been my favorite. You know, we kind of go back. We have a little history. He alluded to, I was having some audio problems because I think my battery was dying. But he was alluding to a little feud we had when he was teaming up with Perky Will. A little charity work, really, that Jason was doing. But he was always the one carrying that team. He was the Shawn, as the cliche goes, he was the Shawn Michaels of that tag team. And since, you know, he's brought the Goddess into the game, and I think she has helped mold him and made him even better. And I couldn't be more proud of him. And like I said, not to belabor a point, but me and Brandon had this undefeated streak going. And so, you know, if we weren't focused on breaking that record, we might go after Jason. But right now, I'm just happy it's not Trace Hunt or it's not Cody James. Am I right? I mean, God.
All right, absolutely. Yeah.
And
Y'all like
Bone Crusher's doing everything he can to try and get that title off of you.
You know, I'm glad Justin brought up Cody James. I seen this past Saturday, you actually had, or Sunday, you actually were supposed to have a title match against Cody James, and somebody knocked Cody James out, and he couldn't make the match, man. Any idea who that could have been?
I don't have any clue who that could have been. I had nothing to do with it. I was just as surprised as everyone else. I was pleased, but I was surprised. And
right.
Who knows?
Are you insinuating something, Buster?
That's kind of the.
I'm just asking the question, man. I gotta ask questions. Shit. I mean, come on, dude. But look, okay, Cody James couldn't make the match, but I seen where you ended up having to face Marco Harris, man.
Marco Harris, yeah, he popped back up at EPW this past Sunday morning, and yeah, we had a heck of a match, I thought.
I thought so too, man. Marco's a hell of a talent.
Yes, he is.
I mean,
unfortunately, I have to admit that. Kind of a disappointment in his personality, what's going on. I feel like he's a little bit jealous of Jason, but
maybe.
Well, he's very talented.
That would make sense if he were jealous.
Well, probably, I mean, when you got the heavyweight title, especially in two companies, there's a lot of people jealous. I mean, there ain't no doubt about that. You are the target, man.
Oh, I am, and I know I had Cody after me, but now Marco is also interested in the EPW title, and he's also down at Premier Pro as well. So who knows? He might make a run after that title as well. But if he were to, I'd welcome it because we always do have great matches. And he's a heck of a kid, but he's not ready to take the title off of Jason Genesis.
See, keyword kid. Heck of a kid. He's not ready.
There you go. Y'all heard that. The champ said it. Well, look, Jason, let's go back to something you said earlier. You was talking about you always try to make sure you got good-looking gear. All your stuff look good. You look professional. And you do, man. You and the Goddess, all y'all stuff. Y'all already look like you're superstars. Look like you should be in the WWE, top of AEW. But you have to dress for success. That's one thing a lot of people I don't think realize in the wrestling business is that, I mean, your look and how good you look and how good your gear looks and the total package goes a long way in getting you noticed. A lot of times that gets you noticed before your actual talent does, man.
It absolutely does. And when it comes to like going to the gym and things like that, there's a lot of slobs around that just don't make the time to do it. And it's something
no comment, Justin.
It holds a lot of people back.
It's funny because it's true.
I mean, and this is a true story. When I was first breaking in, I was just working down at MIW, and RIP Burt Prentice. He saw me just on Facebook and thought I had a look, and I was green as that curtain behind you. And he gave me a shot, and I'm grateful for that. But that's largely in part because I was in good shape and I had a decent look.
Yeah, actually, the first place I ever seen you, the first time I was ever introduced to you was Bart's Television.
Yeah,
that's the first place I ever seen you at all was on Bart's TV show, and I mean, Bert had an eye for talent. Here's the thing.
Clearly.
I mean, really, Bert had all the experience. He's one of the guys that when he passed, that's some knowledge that we lost forever. A lot of his knowledge, a lot of his wisdom, a lot of his know-how in pro wrestling is gone forever, and we're losing all those guys with that kind of knowledge. And you are right. Bert had a hell of an eye for talent, and that is the very first place that I seen Jason Genesis.
Yeah, I love Bert. I'm so grateful for him. He was a mentor to me, and like I said, when I was first starting out, I had probably 3 months of experience, and I was wrestling on USA television, and he just saw that I had some talent, and he worked with me. He would bring guys in for me to work against, just so that I could learn with them, and like that was the whole point of him bringing those guys in. And like I said, I'm forever indebted to him, and I wish he could see me now. I really do. Now that I've kind of put it all together.
Yeah, Bert was an expert at helping develop talent, bringing you along, knowing where you were and knowing where to push you to without pushing you too far at the same time, so you could naturally evolve and develop into who you are. I'm sure he'd be proud, man.
Yeah,
Bert helped a lot of guys in the business, man. He started a lot of guys. Bert, can't nobody take away nothing. Bert knew the wrestling business. He knew how to work it. He knew how to get TV. He knew how to book towns. He knew how to promote shows too. That was a perfect place for you to kind of really get your first big break at, huh? Would that be right? That was your first big break?
Yes, absolutely. Like I wrestled at Jerry Lawler's 50th anniversary with less than a year of experience in front of 2,500 people, well before I deserved it or was ready for it or anything like that. And I mean, like I said, I'm really grateful for those kind of opportunities that I got from him, and he gave me a lot of them. I main evented in the Yeoman Arena and things like that.
That's awesome.
See,
man.
Less than a year in the business.
Yes.
That's why it's so great to be born with a gift. And some of these people just don't have it, and they're all about, I'm going to pay my dues and I'm going to give it up.
Yeah.
Some of you are bums. Some of you need to get the gym. Some of you need to stop buying your wrestling gear from the flea markets. Be more like Jason Genesis. Be more like Brandon Savage. Be more like Too Fine Justin Klein.
I agree with that 100%, man. People need to, there's a lot of talented people around that need to invest more in their gear, their whole image, their whole image. Pro wrestling is heavy on image, real heavy on image, So the better you look, the more chances the more opportunities could come your way just on appearance, Let me ask you this. All right, so you made it through Marco Harris, and we don't know if Cody James is going to be back or not. What is your next challenge at EPW, man?
Hope he's not.
Well, we had a TV taping recently, and I'm not going to reveal everything that happened, but I don't think my business is done yet with Marco Harris or Cody James. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I understand that.
Who do you think is a bigger threat to your title?
That's a tough one. Cody James is very mad at me, and he is a dangerous man when he's mad. So
he's very hot-tempered.
Yeah, that's very true. And I've been able to use that against him on a number of occasions, but he's been very persistent. Marco, on the other hand, is young and hungry, and he has a point to prove to the world because, I mean, we all see it. He has so much potential. And he's definitely looking to get that first big title in. He's held the Heritage, the mid-card title at EPW, but he wants that big heavyweight title. So either one of them would be they are tough contenders, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Jason Genesis, my reign at EPW has only begun.
Can't argue that. Before Engelbert Humperdinck over there starts blabbing again, let me get another word in. I just want to say how proud I was. It felt so cathartic to see you slap Bone Crusher. I mean, that was my favorite clip, possibly of all EPW episodes. It was just
the best gifable moment in EPW history, without a doubt.
It was. I mean, I'm serious. It was like top 5 for me.
Right up there with him having to count 3 when he made himself the referee. the follow. I guess it was a couple weeks later.
Smear it in the haters' faces.
Yeah, it's so great. They, like we said, they keep stacking the odds against me. They can do it at EPW. They can do it at
Trust me. I've been there. I know how they can stack.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Turn a blind eye to cheating when they, when they want to, if there's somebody they're wanting to push. But if you do it or I do it, then all of a sudden it's a problem and we're going to be punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
Well, look, speaking of heavyweight titles, you get past T-Pain this Friday night. Who do you see in Premier Pro Wrestling as potentially your biggest challenge to date there?
Okay, so let's say after I beat T-Pain, who will be the next challenger at Premier Pro?
Who do you perceive as could possibly be your biggest challenger, period, at Premier Pro?
I'm going to go with Zay Washington, right off the top of my head. He and I have never had a singles match. We were in a 5-way one time, but we've never had a singles match. And I know he's a fan favorite at Premier Pro, and I'm sure that battle is coming. And I think he will probably be a top contender very soon.
It surprises me that you guys have never actually had a match with each other.
It surprises me as well. That's just the way that the world works sometimes. You would think that we would have, but our roads haven't crossed paths yet.
Hey, that's a match I'd love to see, man. Zay's one hell of a talented guy too, man.
He absolutely is. I can't take that away from him.
That's a ticket-selling match anywhere, period. That's a
The Hot Shots
match.
beat him and Aaron Roberts once.
Well, the Hot Shots are the Hot Shots, man. Come on, dude. And look, man, I love 1-0. There you go. Well, Jason, some people are big on goals. Some people are 5-year goals, whatever. Let's just say over the next few years, what's your biggest goal you want to achieve in pro wrestling?
To me, it's all about the match. If I would like to work with some bigger names. That's really more than anything to me. If I having the experience, like I've had a few big matches. I've had a match with James Storm and a match with Davey Richards, and those I cherish those. Especially the match with Davey Richards, because I'm just such a big fan before of the way he works, and I learned a lot in defeat, unfortunately, but I did learn a lot. And those opportunities are really what matter the most to me. And so anytime I can find something like that, that's really what I'm going to go after.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there any certain wrestler that you kind of modeled yourself after, or are there several? Because a lot of pro wrestlers, me included, I took a little bit here and a little bit there from a few different guys that I thought would work well for me and kind of tried to mold them all together.
Bastion Booger, Haystacks Calhoun.
There you go. It was Big Van Vader, Bret Hart, Bam Bam Bigelow. Hey, I don't care what nobody says as far as men go. Bam Bam, probably the greatest big man ever in pro wrestling. Vader was bigger, but Bam Bam could do it all. He could fly, he could work, he could fight, and he's a badass dude in real life too. So, but back to you, champ. Is there any certain guy specifically or group of guys that you kind of took a little bit from and created Jason Genesis?
I mean, that's hard for me to say. Like, I really consider myself a student of the game. I know I've stolen plenty of things, and then I've modified plenty of things from some different guys. But it's kind of hard to say if there's any one guy in particular. Like, to me, you got to always be absorbing and taking inspiration from things and growing that way. I can't turn on the TV with wrestling on without trying to learn something.
Yeah,
and picking up something, and I hope it shows in my work too. Just the other day, I was practicing just Irish whips, because you want to be as tight on everything as you can be. And I think a lot of guys kind of lose that training mentality. But you always got to be critical of yourself and always be improving. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on top.
Hey, lazy ass Irish whips is one of my biggest pet peeves, man. If you don't bring your ass halfway out to the center of the ring too before you whip the guy across, he looks stupid just running across the ring. You half-ass whip him and he's just running, man.
Yeah, it's a peeve of mine as well, and that's why I want mine to be the best.
Well, speaking of pet peeves, you got any other big pet peeves in pro wrestling right now that just really get under your skin?
Long-winded podcaster.
Yeah,
Justin
there are.
Klein, you're fired, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna crap on the business or anything like that. I'm not gonna do that any more than I've already done. Not really. No, I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay. Well, look, what do you got coming up, champ? What shows? I mean, obviously you got Premier Pro Friday, but after that, what do you got going on, dude?
I got Premier Pro Friday. I am actually missing a rare EPW event this Saturday, but it is Queen of the Ring, so I'm giving the ladies an opportunity to really shine. I don't want to take anything away from them. But other than that, I just really have every Premier Pro and EPW show booked. So if you're following them, you're following me. I take my championships responsibly, or I take that responsibility seriously. And so if you're following those shows, you can find me at any of those shows.
Look, we got a comment from the barbecue man. He says EPW, and he tells me this, like he sent me a personal message earlier today telling me this exact same thing, that he believes EPW is the most professional pro wrestling company in the Mid-South, hands down.
It is a great company. There's a reason why I'm there all the time and why I'm the champion. I agree.
Hey, I love watching the product myself, man. I really just started keeping up with it heavy over the last 6-7 months. But man, it really is one of my favorite products to watch right now, dude.
So you started right when it got good, when I won the title.
I guess I did, man. You were already the champion, so I guess right after you won or right before, I guess it's right after you won, because you were the champion when I started watching, and I look forward to the show. A lot of times I just watch the shows, but I wait on EPW, man. It's one of the shows. There's a couple of them, and it's one of the main ones that I look forward to watching every week when it comes out.
It should be. It's a very good show, and I am proud to be the champion of that show.
Well, y'all draw some really nice crowds for your TV tapings, and then on your house shows that you do that are not TV tapings, y'all draw even bigger crowds a lot of times, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a good thing going on down there for sure, and the house shows definitely do draw well, and we put on really good house shows as well. If you haven't checked out EPW, you definitely should.
Yeah, some people like the live show better, and some people like the TV taping. You know, I mean, there's benefits to both of them. They're their own different animals. I mean, with the TV taping, you're going to get to see more stars. You know what I mean? You're going to see more matches in a night. You're going to get a chance to be on TV. And on the live tapings, it's a little bit more loose, right? It's not as structured. Get a little bit more time to, things get a little wilder sometimes on the live show than they do on the TV.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, guys, since Justin has been complaining for the last, I don't know, 35, 40,
next meal prep.
40 minutes, guys. I guess we're going to wrap this up. I know, champ, I know you got stuff to do. You're a busy man.
The goddess is waiting on me as we speak.
And you can't keep the goddess waiting.
Before we go, I've been meaning to ask you, any tips? I'm facing the Crowleys. My debut match Friday night. I know you'll be there.
Any tips for the Crowleys? Stay away from their nasty dolls and things like that. That's the best tips I can give you.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Well, champ, do you want to give any way for these promoters or anybody to contact you? I know you're busy, and being the champ of two companies, I don't assume that you really got a lot of time for bookings. If you want to, be my guest, dude.
Yeah. If anyone wants to reach out to me for bookings, I'm definitely interested in talking business. Facebook is my main thing. Social media is my weakest point of being a wrestler. I don't do a whole lot on that. So, but I was glad to do this. It was actually pretty fun. Klein made it bearable.
There you go, man. I guess nobody likes Big Buster, huh?
Like this guy. Honestly.
Damn. I'm glad all the guests I bring on just literally hate me, man. I'm glad I brought you on, Justin, because without you, I'd have never got Jason.
Probably you would have near the viewers either.
Yeah, we'll see about that, man.
The two top draws, the two top companies. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that,
What'd you
man.
do
I
to
will say
deserve
that.
this?
Hey, I guess I'm just Big Buster, man, and I get it like that, dude. Jason, champ, I thank you so much for giving us some of your time. I appreciate you, dude. You don't know how much. It was a big deal for me to get you on here.
I appreciate you having me. It was fun.
And, dude, I'm looking forward to this Friday night and seeing how everything plays out at Premier Pro and T-Pain, see how that match goes.
Fun might be a stretch, Jason. You ain't got to go that far. I mean, it was bearable.
All right, look, man. It's
Jason,
been great.
Good luck. I mean, I can't get a word in. I've been sitting here just 2 hours waiting to get a word in from the blabbermouth. But look, good luck Friday night against T-Pain.
And good luck to you as well against the Crowleys.
Champ, thank you so much, and you have a great night.
Real men, real champs support each other.
All right, y'all have a good night, and don't forget to revel in my greatness.
There you go, Justin. We just got through reveling in his greatness, man. Dude,
Great wrestler. Love working beside him, learn from him. What can I say? He's one of the greatest in this area, absolutely. And that's why he's the champion of probably the 2 top promotions around.
Look, Bat Rastard come back to EPW is great. A lot of people agree with a lot of people's on the EPW bandwagon, man.
See, I wonder how many people would have said that before me, Brandon Savage, Jason Genesis.
I don't know, dude.
Just trying not. I mean, I'm humble, but let's also be realistic.
All right, man. Give us your prediction for this Friday night's big match. You in the ring, Premier Pro Wrestling tag team title defense. Give it to us, man.
Let me tell you, the prediction is we're going to win because the expectation is so low. Those Crowleys think I'm going to be a doormat for them, that they're just going to have their way with me. But Brandon and I strategize. They know I don't have any experience in the ring. But I got the size. I've got the smarts. I mean, I've got the foundation. I've been busting my ass for weeks. I sent in, if anybody hasn't seen it yet, go to Premier Pro Wrestling, look, and you can see just some of my workout that I've been, fucking on the grind to find Justin Klein, always on time and on the grind. And Friday night, I am not going to let my boy down. My little brother, the pride of the Kappa Alpha Kings, my protege, Brandon Savage down. We're going to carry on that Hot Shots legacy and continue being champions. Do you understand that? Any questions?
No, sir. Y'all heard it
when
from
those collars get popped, opponents get dropped.
There you go. Y'all heard it from the man himself. To find Justin Klein, Hot Shots going over this Friday night, retaining the tag team titles. Justin, dude, it was my pleasure having you here, but you already know that.
It was.
You already
I'm
know
hungry,
that.
dude.
Dude, get you off to cooking, have him cook me something. Have
probably burnt. I'm probably going to start all over because God knows I didn't expect this to go another 40 minutes.
Dude, load my plate up on your twin-engine Cessna and have it flown right over here to Dresden, Tennessee, man. Keep it warm, too, dude. I know you can do that.
It's not happening. I'm eating the whole thing. You know how many calories I need to continue the gains, the protein that I need? You should see this body, bro.
Hey, I seen the videos, dude. I seen you flexing. I seen you flexing the muscles, man. I don't think nobody expected that, dude. I don't think
nobody did.
Nobody expected you to work as hard as you have over the last few weeks, to get in the kind of shape you have over the last few weeks. And I really think everybody's going to be surprised when you're the guy who gets the 1, 2, 3 victory this Friday night and retains those Premier Pro tag
It's like a childhood
titles.
dream come true, and it's going to happen. I cannot wait. I went from being like nervous, freaked out, to being so confident. I mean, there's a chance. Let me just say this by saying there is a chance, and I hope not, but there is a chance that the Crowleys might just see these videos and be like, oh, shit, we're getting more than we bargained for. What the fuck? This guy's a big dude.
Do the Crowleys even have a TV?
I mean, I'm bigger than probably both of them combined. I doubt it. They have a Ouija board. They probably are into crystals, and I don't know. They're weird. They're very weird. They're the type of people that I used to beat up in high school, honestly.
Hey, there you
Don't
go.
forget.
That brings me right back to the July 5th, Big MCW, Buster H.R. Johnson, Buster Unmasked, anti-bullying show. Guys, y'all seen it. Justin Klein's out of here. He went to get him something to eat. It was my pleasure having him. And another great show, y'all. Sorry, my green screen ain't working, but if my name was up here, you could see it. It'd say Buster H.R. Johnson. And then I'd say, be sure to go like, share, and subscribe. And the most important part of all that is subscribe. Guys, y'all know how this has got to end. You motherfuckers ain't got to leave here, but y'all got to get the fuck out of here. And that was wrong. You motherfuckers ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the fuck out of here. There you go. Live double take. We're out, y'all.